I feel like Snow White. Now we're talking to the animals today. It's a lot of fun. Dawn Show, live and local if you have a question about animals. But with the Bogey family, this was really a dream that Colette had. Loved animals, city girl, and said, you know what? This is a business. I could build it up. So what are these little animals that you have here? What's this bird?
Well, you're holding Miss Lilo, and she's part of our animal show. She comes out on a birthday cake for the children, and everybody will sing happy birthday, and I bring out the cake, and Lilo's sitting on it. and
then this one right here is Hedgie, and she's an African pygmy hedgehog, and she usually comes out in a ball, and Mom will do where she'll go into a ball, and the kids will make snake noises at her to pretend like they're snakes, and she's scared because she's going into the ball. Aww. And then they'll say, "Peekaboo, Hedgie," and she pops out.
And this is Avery. Avery is a sugar glider. We stretch out our arms, the children will stretch out and pretend that they're flying, and that's how she glides from tree to tree. And in the wild, Avery could jump 150 feet, but in captivity, she's capable of about a 5-foot jump. And she's also part of our animal show.
So when you care for these animals, how did you know how to care for them? How did you train them? You just are working with them all the time?
Well, I love them, and that's the biggest part of it. And what made it so easy is we started it slow. We bought one animal at a time. It was great having children. She was young. So, you know, how much fun to say to your daughter, do you want to go buy a new animal? We'd bring it home, play with it, learn about it. And then once that one was ready for the show, we'd start with somebody new. So we build up slow.
I also love that you go to schools where maybe there are special needs children. Mm-hmm. And sometimes maybe kids who don't communicate as well with grown-ups, all of a sudden they open up, I imagine,
yes.
right, with the animals?
Oh, they really do.
So what are some of the things that you see when you, especially with special needs kids?
Well, we did Burlington of the Ark, and that is so incredibly special. And I had a young man, about 16. He was he was on a walker, and he was just had a lot of health problems, and he raised his hand the best he could get his hand up and said he wanted to be a helper. And he got up with his walker and carried the animals around, and he just lit up. And the teacher said to me after, he never volunteers for anything.
So you brought him out of his shell.
Oh, I mean, to see him, yeah, it was amazing.
You know, we have another Debbie on the phone from Wildwood, New Jersey.
Really?
A different
Wow.
Debbie. Hey, Debbie, you're on the Dawn Show Live. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. You love these animals or what?
Oh, absolutely. I have known Colette for years, and you know the one thing I love about her is she keeps her animals forever. Like a lot of petting zoos, I know, they just get rid of their animals as they grow old, but Colette has loved her animals.
Aw. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it, Debbie. You know, all these people over the years, it's so interesting that now you're part of their life, and you obviously meet thousands of people, you know, every year going to all these different events.
Yeah.
But you have people who maybe you came to their child's birthday party 10 years ago or something.
Right.
And they sure remember you and love you, and you made their day.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Right. I think it's about keeping a full circle where everybody wins by keeping the animals and letting them have a home that, you know, they don't get tossed around. The people get the joy of seeing the animals. I get to have them, which is something I always wanted. And the animals get a safe home forever. So we all win. So it's been a beautiful circle.
Yeah, it really just seems like it. You know, my family, we also had a lot of rescue dogs, cats. We had a llama, a goat named Tulip, Tulip because Tulip ate all, you know, Dad's tulips. But the goat, the problem was it had little horns. So my dad cut the green hose, garden hose, and fit it over the horns.
Oh, what a great idea.
And it looked like a little Gumby goat. But then we found a home for the goat after he did that, because then it was no problem with the little horns. But they eat everything. So we're going to meet your goat coming up a little later.
I'm sure I'll be eating the set.
Yeah, I love this little birdie, though. What a sweetheart. Hey, the Dawn Show is going to continue. We've got more animals and more fun coming right back. So we're gonna get your goat, literally. Well, this is the Bogey's goat. And this is, you're watching the Dawn Show live. We're having a lot of fun with party animals, literally with the Bogey family, Colette and Jess, here who started Stony, the party llama business many years ago, built it into a huge farm, for those of you just joining us. But this is Dylan the goat. He's got his little hat. Was this after Bob Dylan?
Yeah, Dylan
No.
came with his name. Dylan was also a rescue.
Aw.
Yep, him and his sister Lily. They were actually, I think the name came from the Rugrats.
Okay.
From Nickelodeon, the
I thought it
kids
was
who had
like,
him
hey,
before.
like a little Bob Dylan going on. So you actually will be part of a little, I don't want to say a prank, but in other words, if somebody wants to have the dog show up on Boss's Day or something like that, you've shown up at businesses?
Dylan got invited to a woman's, her business. She owned a strip mall and she had a window store, and her brother thought it would be great for him to show up at her birthday. So the day he
goat.
was there, I guess. And Dylan came in and he hung out with everybody, and then they walked him all around and brought him to all the different shops because she owned the whole strip mall. And then he just got invited back to that woman's neighbor's house because she kept saying she wanted a goat and was planning on buying one. So the man across the street was having his 50th birthday, and they told him that they were getting him a goat. So Dylan showed
Literally.
up. Yep, he was there at the party. They
We've
called me
also
and
had the
said,
llama show up to the bar, remember, Stony?
"Oh yes, Tony's been in a lot
He
of
showed up
bars."
for a New Year's event to a bar and he drank 7-Up. It was pretty cute.
Yeah, he went to the Cotton
Yeah,
Club.
and he went to the Cotton Club.
Yeah,
It's
we get a lot
amazing.
of crazy calls.
But it's amazing how just calm they are. That they're.
Yeah.
We have a lot of animals in the studio right now, and they're all, I guess, used to being performers. So they're
Yeah.
used to being in front of people, in front of cameras, and so
Yep.
they're just happy and docile. And
Yep, and Timmy was really being great because he was trying to tell us he needed to use the bathroom.
Yeah, he's like, Mom, I gotta go.
and he didn't want to do it here on stage, so luckily we got him out the door.
Yeah, it's amazing how well they're trained. That
Yeah.
they just know. They're really your pets in a
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
they-
yeah.
They really are. They're family. They're family.
And so when Stony, who's the original party llama, passed away, that must have been devastating because it was like a member of your family. It's like when my first dog, Buddy, died. It's just devastating.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
And
really
there
hard.
he is.
Yeah.
Aw.
He's beautiful.
And that's Clem. He's our rescue llama also. He came from a farm. The woman got evicted, and she couldn't keep him anymore, and she was moving to Florida. So we took him and his brother Jay in, and they've been pretty good.
What did it do for
They've been
you
nice.
as a kid growing up with animals and even visiting schools, maybe with the special needs kids and things of that nature? As a person, what did it do for you?
It definitely changed me. I mean, before the business and everything, I was really shy. I didn't like to talk to people. I just wanted to be in my room reading a book with my one rabbit. And then my mom kind of forced me out of my shell and put me out in front of people and made me talk and made me get to know people. And it kind of opened up my world because before the business, the world was just my backyard. And now, I mean, I know so many people. I've been to so many places. I feel like I'm pretty cultured and pretty open-minded because of it.
Yeah,
you know.
because you had to connect with so many different people from so many different walks
Exactly.
of life. I think animals sometimes do that for us.
They
They're a-
cross the barriers of, she could be on a given day at 10 years old in the projects in Camden, and then in a beautiful home in Morristown all in the same afternoon. So she really got to see from the very poorest to the very richest in New Jersey, and that we're all the same. Everybody loves their children, everybody wants to make their children happy, and everybody loves animals.
Well, I love your message. I love that you chose a job that gives you so much joy because it spreads so much joy. And thank you also to the two different Debbies who called. And those weren't, you had no idea, that they were going to call or anything. But you imagine all the people watching who said, I had them at my party, or they showed up at this or that, or my school years ago. So thank you for sharing a little bit of your joy with us and your bunnies and your goats and all your good animals.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you
you.
so much. Well, I hope you make it a great one. Thanks for watching The Dawn Show. Goodbye from Dylan and all the animals.